Hello and welcome back to Broadside Gaming with me, Zug. So we're going to be taking a look at the Zealot again, but we're going to look at something slightly different this time. We're going to take a look at the ranged weapons. So you have a lot of options on the Zealot for ranged weapons. So which ones do you pick and why? So let's have a look. So this isn't for any particular build at all. They're pretty much interchangeable depending on what you want to do with them. So we're just going to use my Bruiser build. There you go. And we're going to have a look at some of the ranged weapons. So I've been using the heavy las pistol quite a lot lately because it fits in very nicely with what I'm doing on the Zealot. So the knife builds I'm playing, they're very dot heavy with bleeds. And with this las pistol, we're using Infernus. And we're going to take advantage of the high amount of crit we have on the character to also proc those Infernus stacks. And while it's not great against, say, a Crusher, it's not absolutely terrible. If you have to backpedal away from a group of them, you're not going to one-shot them. You're going to put a bit of damage into them. But that's not really what we're trying to do. You know, if we need to take down a Crusher, we've got our melee weapon for that. What we want it for is for these. And also these. I didn't mean to do that, but it was funny. So this is why I take a pistol. Because if you need to, even from a very, very far distance, or a long distance away, if I'm going to speak properly, the pistols are very accurate over long distances. Even if you're just hip firing them. And even if you only get a couple of shots off of them, you'll be able to drop them with the fire stacks. But if the las pistol's not your bag, we can also have a look at some of the others. For example, the braced autoguns. Now, these aren't going to give you as much range, but they're still very good. So, for example, sniper, you brace, and if you get lucky, you'll kill it. But of course, it's a braced autogun, it's not for sniping. But it is incredibly good medium to short range. If you need to blow through anything, they're very good. Though, not so great on Crushers. It's like flicking peas at them. Frozen peas. But they work very well for everything else. Of course, if you want something with a larger magazine, you go for the columnist version. But the autoguns are very good. I still prefer the pistols over them. And we'll look at the Agrippina stub revolver. So this is the less accurate version, but it does let you fan the hammer, which is this. And it does a ridiculous amount of damage. Though if you want to snipe with it or pick off specials, you are going to have to just hip fire, because fanning the hammer over a long distance isn't particularly accurate. But it is funny for blasting into things. And with the stub revolvers, they are actually pretty effective at downing Crushers and other heavy monsters. And the Agrippina version, which is this, does have a quick loader on it. As you can see, straight in, done. But if you're more accurate, as I was saying, you'd pick up something like the Zerona, which trades out the speed for aim down sights and accuracy. And it still hits like an absolute truck. And as I said before, this is on Damnation, so all the damage here is high-end difficulty. And the stub revolvers are still very good at taking down beasties. But what kind of blessings do you want on it? So if you're running the stub revolver, I would always go for surgical and hand cannon, because aiming down sights gives you that stacking crit, and hand cannon gives you the rending. And with that, you're magnifying the damage of these pistols massively. Not so much on the Agrippina version, but you still can use it, as your aim down sights is now the fan. As you can see, holding it is stacking up those surgical stacks, but it only is for the first shot in the wave, sadly. So if you wanted to get the maximum out of it, you would have to fire it one by one and then restack them. But with the amount of damage this thing could do, if you do hold on to it for a few stacks, that first shot should do enough damage to allow the other 4 to finish it off. Obviously it didn't happen there because I'm recording, so why would it go right? And for the brace auto guns, blessing wise, Fire Frenzy and Death Spitter, ramping damage increase on close range kill, generally what you want. Now, you could go for an old favourite, which is the auto pistol Shredder. And for this, I do like to go with Pinning Fire still and Inspiring Barrage, as this is a little toughness farming weapon. As you can see, Inspiring Barrage, 4% toughness for every 10% of magazine spent during continuous fire, stacks 5 times. Now, I would always take one of these over a braced auto gun because of the accuracy and generally the amount of shots and the damage it can put out. And every time you use it, you pretty much want to mag dump into whatever you're shooting to get the maximum bonus from Pinning Fire and Inspiring Barrage. If you're wanting to get rid of Inspiring Barrage, obviously you can go for Cavalcade for the extra crit, or Blaze Away. Both work quite well, but it's all dependent on how you want to build it. It's not going to down a crusher at any point, but it will deal with everything else. It is very good for knocking back maulers, though. As you can see, this thing has stupid amounts of stagger on it, which is why I love it. It gets you out of a lot of tough situations. Now, the other weapons are alright if you want to use them, but they aren't anything really that special anymore. I mean, the shotguns are good, but most of the pistols do exactly what the shotguns do, but better. So as you can see here, the damage isn't fantastic, and also you're stuck in an incredibly long reload animation. But they're very accurate, which is weird for a shotgun. You aim down sights, you've basically got yourself a sniper rifle. Use the special ammunition, you've got yourself a fiery sniper rifle. So there is that. And we'll talk about one of my old favourites, what I used to use in the early days of Darktide when it first came out, because it was absolutely insane, the Flamer. And I just remembered I didn't talk about the blessings on the shotgun. Ever so sorry. If I was going to run a shotgun on the Zealot, I would go for reload speed, maniac damage, or flak with full bore and fire frenzy. It's just the best way to get the most damage out of it. But with the flamethrower, different kettle of fish. So we've gone with crit damage to maniacs, fan the flames, and blaze away. So this thing used to be an absolute beast, and it's a shadow of what it used to be now. But it is still useful. Just not as much. If you're playing with a pre-built team, or you notice your team has no way of dealing with massive hordes, that is when you want to take this, because that's all it's good for. It used to be amazing for locking down mixed hordes of maulers and crushers, because you would just stagger everything and the damage would ramp up. But now, as you can see, it's just a little bit sad. And then you've got a long old reload on it. But if your team has no way of dealing with hordes, you don't have a psyker, you don't have a veteran or whatever, or a gun like a Ogrin, this isn't a bad choice. It does do insane amounts of damage to monstrosities. This thing is absolutely brilliant for hosing down monstrosities and just wrecking them. And also hordes. The more you fire, the more damage you do, you stagger things. It's fun for the whole family. But it's nowhere as good as it used to be. I mean, if you really wanted to, incendiary grenade into flamethrower for lots of fiery fun. But they're not that great anymore. They really aren't, which is a shame because I loved it. It was such a fun weapon to use. They're just not that good anymore, which is sad. And then you've got the bolt gun, which I just don't like because it feels awful. It's incredibly inaccurate. And your team's going to hate you because all you're going to be doing is mag dumping and stealing all the ammo. But I'm not here to shame you into not using something. If you like the bolt gun, go for it. It is good for dropping packs of crushers and maulers, because you just mag dump into them. It's just not a very good weapon. I do not like it, which is a shame because it does look cool. And it's pretty much the entirety of the 40k fantasy. And it does come with some nice skins, like that one. Don't even know why I got that one. It's not like I use it ever. I'm going to use it now. There you go. Totally worth it. So as you can see, it's just not that impressive, even though it does look cool. And if you're going to build it surgical and pinning fire, or pinning fire and blaze away, surgical just helps when you're aiming down sights. If you want to snipe something, blaze away will help you if you're just going to mag dump along with pinning fire. So there you go. That's my advice on ranged weapons, really. Pick what you like. Get good at using it. Most of the time, you're going to be using them for sniping elites, or if you're pinned down by large packs of gunners, or, which I found a lot recently, so when you're backpedaling away from ranger packs, because you might be able to kill 2 or 3 of them, but the rest of them are going to bite you on the bum. So when you are backpedaling, just firing. Either they'll die or you will. And no one likes a quitter. There you go. Zug's little insight into ranged weapons. I'm in no way saying this is the perfect ultimate guide to ranged weapons. No, actually I am. It is. You may all thank me now. No, I'm joking. It's just what I found playing the Zealot. It's what I find works and what doesn't, and why I use things and why I don't. So I hope this has helped you. And if it has, please like, subscribe, ring that little bell for notifications. It really does help us out. And if you fancy it, check out the membership. You get access to the members only Discord. You get access to videos before anyone else does. And you also get entered into the monthly prize draw where you can win lots of lovely Warhammer goodies. But with these guides, folks, I really do hope they help. That's exactly why I make them. Otherwise, I'd just be rambling to myself in a room all on my own. So until next time, please enjoy, take it easy, and I shall see you later.